It's 2 a.m. The house is completely silent. No TV, no footsteps, just that faint sound that instantly makes your chest tighten. You sit up, listen again. There it is. Wet, uncontrolled, not normal. You rush to the living room and flip on the light. Your dog freezes, eyes wide, tail low. There's confusion in their face, and something else. Guilt. And right there on the floor. You see it. Loose stool. Not just once. Not just a little. It's happened again. And again. 3 times in just a few hours. Your mind starts racing. What did they eat? Is this serious? Should you panic? Should you go to the vet right now? Or is this something that can pass? Because in that moment, you're not thinking logically. You're thinking emotionally. You're thinking about losing control. You're thinking about worst-case scenarios. And here's the truth most dog owners never hear clearly. Diarrhea in dogs is incredibly common. And in many cases, it's not as dangerous as it feels in the moment. But, and this is important, it can become dangerous very quickly if handled the wrong way. Comment yes if your dog has ever had diarrhea like this. Especially at the worst possible time. You've probably been told that diarrhea always means illness. Infection. Something serious brewing inside your dog's body. But that belief? It's not entirely true. No, that's not it. In fact, in a huge number of cases, diarrhea is simply your dog's body reacting to something temporary. Something small, something that doesn't require panic, but does require the right response. Dogs have incredibly sensitive digestive systems, much more sensitive than ours. A sudden food change, a new treat, a piece of trash they found outside, even stress from a new environment or loud noise, these can all trigger a digestive reaction. And that reaction shows up fast. Faster than you expect. While humans might take a day or two to feel the impact of bad food, dogs can react within hours. That's why you go from a completely normal evening to a chaotic, stressful night in what feels like an instant. But here's the key shift you need to make. Diarrhea is not always a sign that something is wrong. Sometimes, it's a sign that your dog's body is trying to fix something. Think about that for a second. The body is flushing, resetting, clearing out something it doesn't want. And when you understand that, your role changes. You're not trying to stop the body. You're trying to support it. Because if you support it correctly, you can help your dog recover faster, safer, and with far less stress for both of you. But here's where things get tricky, and this is where most owners accidentally make things worse. Some of the most common home remedies people try first are actually the exact things that keep the diarrhea going. And one of them is something almost everyone does without thinking. That's why this matters. Because doing nothing is one thing. Doing the wrong thing is worse. Quick check. Comment yes if this already surprised you. Because what you've been doing might not be helping the way you think. Let's break this down simply. When your dog has diarrhea, their digestive system is overwhelmed. It's irritated. It's working overtime. And the worst thing you can do in that moment is keep adding more work. That's why the first step, one that feels counterintuitive, is fasting. Yes, not feeding your dog for a short period of time can actually help them recover faster. For small dogs, this usually means about 12 hours. For larger dogs, it can go up to 24 hours. And no, this doesn't harm them. In fact, it gives their gut the break it desperately needs. Imagine trying to fix a machine while it's still running at full speed. That's what feeding during active diarrhea can feel like for your dog's body. By pausing food, you allow the system to calm down. To reset, water, however, must always be available. Hydration is non-negotiable, because while food can wait, fluids cannot. After that fasting window, you don't just go back to normal feeding. That's another mistake people make. You ease back in, slowly, gently, and this is where simple foods become powerful tools. Plain white rice is one of the best things you can start with. It's soft, easy to digest, low in fiber in a way that helps bind stool rather than loosen it further. It acts like a stabilizer for the gut. Think of it as a reset food. Something that doesn't challenge the system, but instead supports it quietly. Then you add plain boiled chicken. No seasoning, no oil, no salt, just clean, simple protein. This combination, rice and chicken, is often referred to as a bland diet. But don't let that word fool you. It's not about taste. It's about healing. It's about giving your dog's body exactly what it needs and nothing it doesn't. Now here's something a lot of people don't expect. Pumpkin. Not pumpkin pie filling loaded with sugar and spices, but pure, plain pumpkin. Just a small amount, 1 to 2 tablespoons depending on your dog's size, can make a noticeable difference. Why? Because pumpkin contains a unique balance of soluble fiber that helps regulate digestion. It can firm up loose stool while also supporting overall gut health. It's one of those rare foods that works in both directions, helping with diarrhea and constipation depending on what the body needs. And that's the key idea again, support, not force. Then there's the invisible world inside your dog's gut. Bacteria, good and bad. When diarrhea happens, that balance is often disrupted. Too much bad bacteria, not enough good. That's where probiotics come in. These are beneficial bacteria that help restore balance. You can find dog-specific probiotic supplements. Or in some cases, use small amounts of plain, unsweetened yogurt. The goal is to rebuild the internal environment so your dog's digestive system can function normally again. Think of it like replanting a garden after a storm. You're not just cleaning up the damage, you're helping things grow back stronger. But out of everything we've talked about so far, there's one factor that can turn a mild situation into a serious one faster than anything else. Hydration. When your dog has diarrhea, they lose fluids quickly, faster than you might realize. And dehydration doesn't just make them feel worse, it can lead to real danger if ignored. You need to watch closely. Check their gums. Are they dry or sticky instead of moist? Do they seem unusually tired or weak? Are their eyes slightly sunken? These are early warning signs. And this is where your attention matters most. Encouraging your dog to drink water is critical. In some cases, adding a small amount of dog-safe electrolyte solution can help replenish what's been lost. This isn't about overreacting, it's about staying one step ahead. As your dog starts to improve, you don't jump back to normal feeding immediately. That's another common mistake. Instead, you feed smaller portions more frequently. This reduces the load on the digestive system while still providing energy and nutrients. It's like easing back into exercise after an injury. You don't go full intensity on day one. You build back up gradually. And this gradual approach is what helps prevent relapse. Because nothing is more frustrating than thinking your dog is better, only to see the problem return hours later. Now here's the part you cannot ignore. Because while many cases of diarrhea are mild and manageable at home, there are clear signs that tell you this is no longer a wait-and-see situation. If you see blood in your dog's stool, that's a red flag. If diarrhea is combined with repeated vomiting, that's another. If the condition lasts more than 48 hours without improvement, or if your dog becomes extremely weak, lethargic, or refuses to drink water, you need to act. And if you're dealing with a puppy or an older dog, the risk is even higher. Their bodies don't have the same resilience. What might be mild for an adult dog can become serious much faster for them. This is where instinct matters. If something feels off, don't ignore it, because early action can make all the difference. At the end of all this, there's something important to remember. Your dog isn't trying to create a problem. They're not being difficult. They're not doing something wrong. Their body is responding, adjusting, trying to protect itself. And your job isn't to panic. It's to understand, to support, to respond in a way that helps rather than harms. Because once you know what to do, that 2 a.m. moment doesn't feel as overwhelming anymore. It still matters. It still requires attention, but it no longer controls you. You stay calm, you take the right steps, and you help your dog recover with confidence instead of fear. So the next time you hear that sound in the middle of the night, you won't freeze, you won't spiral, you'll know exactly what's happening, what it means, and what to do next. And that changes everything. Comment yes if you learned something new from this. Especially if you feel more prepared now than you did before. Hit like so more dog owners don't make the same mistakes that can make things worse. And subscribe if you want more simple, real-world dog care tips that actually work, because the difference between panic and confidence is just knowing what to do at the right moment. And if you want part 2, where we go deeper into hidden causes of recurring diarrhea that most people completely miss, comment yes right now.